This video I'm going to go over several different techniques that fall under the umbrella of sensitivity analysis. So first of all, I'm going to look at the definition of sensitivity analysis, and then I'm going to show you an overview of these four types. And then I have three other videos that explain what-if analysis, break-even, and scenario. I'm not going to explain spider diagrams, but I'll just introduce them. So sensitivity analysis defined is if we have some sort of investment that we're making and there's always some uncertainty around the projections that we make. So we had to make projections about sales volume, prices, costs. Is the market even going to be there? What are the asset values in the future if we have salvage value? So we had to make a lot of assumptions in order to actually do any of the calculations that we've done in enduring economy. And sensitivity analysis really asks the question, well, what if these estimates are wrong? And particularly, will my decisions change? So if some of my estimates are wrong, will that mean that I wish I didn't do the project? So sensitivity analysis is a way of looking at that. So the types of analysis are what if, break-even, scenario, and spider diagrams. I'm sure there's others. These are just the four that I'm highlighting in this video. So for what-if analysis, it's often you use it in the context of a Excel spreadsheet, because what you're going to be doing is you're going to be changing some input and then seeing how the net present value changed. For instance, so you can see in this spreadsheet, I have the blue area that's all the inputs associated with the analysis. The white area is the calculations of cash flow into the future, time period 0 and then 1 through 5. And then we have the net present value calculation at the end. So what we do is, what if one of these input variables changed? How would that impact the decision? For instance, we're going to look at the price. Let's say the price is not $12. Well, when the price is $12, the net present value of this project is $3,181. That's what when we did this calculation. But what if the price changed to $13? What will that do? And it actually increases the NPV. So that's a what-if analysis. What if the values change? The next one is break-even. So in this case, we have a $10,000 investment, and we would want to say, well, what would change our minds about the projects? Like, if we think this is a good project, when would we not think it's a good project? And we look at one variable at a time and use that, make that variable a question of when will at what level of this variable will the net present value be 0? And that's called, in this case, we might ask something like, what is the break-even annual income? So we would set up this equation and set the net present value equation to 0 and solve for annual income. And often we do this in a graph where we vary annual income and see what the impact on net present value is. And that place where the line crosses 0 is the break-even annual income. That means the net present value is 0. And the last type of analysis is scenario analysis. So in this case, we would use this if it's very complex analysis. So what if everything goes well, or what if everything goes poorly? So this is a way of kind of getting a range of values on things. So we might define all the good stuff, like if it's an all the bad stuff. If an economic downturn, we have low prices, high costs, high capital costs, low volume, low growth rate. And then if we have a better, high prices, high growth rates, low operating costs, low raw material costs, and a high salvage value, what would the values be? And that's scenario analysis. So we've gone through these four types of, the last one is spider diagram. So this is not a very good picture of a spider diagram, but what we do is we have a base case in the middle, and then we take one variable at a time and we increase or decrease that by a percentage and see what the impact on the present worth is. And this is a pretty complex complex diagram, and I've never seen it used in industry because it's kind of hard to understand, but it is something that's sometimes talked about in enduring economy. So what we did in this video is I did sensitivity defined, and then I went over these four types of sensitivity analysis just in general.